All right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I knew it would happen. I just didn't know it would be this bad. 2-0 tonight. You know, I had to juggle. Jeff Edwards sends me a text. Me and Jeff are Capitals fans, Washington Capitals fans. And he sends me a text and goes, so do I watch the game or do I watch CWF Mid-Atlantic? I was like, well, we kind of promised an after show, so you kind of got to watch CWF Mid-Atlantic. A hockey game, they're going to lose anyway at home. And that's just what happened. 2-0. I told you so, guys. I was optimistic. I was into it. They showed a lot of heart during the first 5 minutes of the game. But after that, it was all Penguins. Again, they can't win at home. That team just cannot win at home. Trying to get Jeff Edwards on here. He'll be on here in just a moment. We got a lot to discuss, I think, about tonight's CWF Mid-Atlantic episode. This was episode, here we go. Leave it up to Hollywood to make a grand entrance. How are you, Hollywood?
I'm doing just fine, White. How we doing? Don't answer that.
We're not doing good tonight, man, because you told it. You called it. And I even called it. They can't win at home.
I've been watching this team a long time, White. Nothing changes.
2-0. 2-0.
Yep.
Fucking, they need to. All right, look. The jury is now out on Alexander Ovechkin. That's all I got to say. But anyway. You know why we're able to talk about the Capitals on tonight's show, on the CWF After Show, the unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic WorldWide After Show? Because word on the street is that Brad Stutz's wife, Katie, is an avid Washington Capitals fan as well. There you go.
Oh, God!
Oh, God!
Oh, God!
Oh, my God! That's going to be a new... We got to isolate that and create... We got to get sound effects. Every time something happens, on any show on 1650, PWAM, Pro Wrestling, and more, on Twitter, at 1650, PWAM. Every time something happens, oh, God!
It's growing on me, I got to tell you. After tonight.
We got a new subscriber. Let's light it up on there. There he is. John Paul Zammit. So, subscribe today. So, there you go. Thank you for subscribing. Jeff, you still with me?
I'm here, yes.
Every time that you subscribe, or anytime you notice somebody new subscribes, so hit that like button. More importantly, hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when we go live or whenever we post a show. I will give you a shout out. We have the ability to do it. I'm actually sitting here 2 hours ago, and I got the OBS up, and I'm getting ready for the show, and all of a sudden the OBS lights up with John Paul's subscription, and I'm like, I'm not live. What happened? So I go and I check the gimmick that I have that patches in through OBS, and sure enough, somebody subscribed, and it scared the hell out of me earlier.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So John Paul, thank you very much for subscribing. We said a couple of our other recent subscribers, MG Tovi, Club Bub, Jonathan Miller, they have all subscribed within the last week, and we thank each and every one of you for subscribing. Again, 1650 PWAM. That's 1650 PWAM on Twitter at 1650. Of course, if you want to go ahead and chat with us tonight about CWF Worldwide episode 104, we're just going to title this Battle Bowl. And what a bowl it was. Yeah, uh-oh. I'll be honest with you, man. I had tonight, I was getting Chinese food tonight. I love me some Chinese food.
Amen.
I'm thinking the Capitals might just win tonight. Get an episode of CWF. The world was good. I finished up my work early, so I was able to sit my fat ass down and relax and just watch TV, tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
Chinese food was horrible. The Caps game was horrible. And this episode of CWF, while it was good, it was nowhere near as good as last week's.
Agreed. Agreed.
So, Jeff, why don't... any just opening words overall, I guess we could say about this episode, seeing as how this is only your second full episode of the show that you've watched?
Yes, since I'm the CWF noob, as it were, this is exactly the reason that we should be the official after show, because you got the old timer in you got the newbie in me, and I think we're gonna have a different opinion because I could see why you would say it's not as good as last week, but for me, it's still exciting to a point because everything's fresh. All the guys are fresh. I'm still learning who's who. So you may have a slightly different take on it
I'm
than I
gonna
do.
have a way slightly different opinion than you probably. Yeah,
Okay.
I even texted you. I don't know if you got my text.
I
And
did,
I
yes.
said, I was like, I'm sure you're gonna. What was the word I used? You're gonna be far more lenient than I am.
Lenient, yes.
Did I even spell lenient right? Joe hasn't been spelling things right lately.
I think you actually have, which I thought was weird because I read it and I thought, okay, so he can text me correctly, but he can't post a video,
It's that
without misspelling
It's that
something.
autocorrect, man. So we started off with, we started this episode off in a good way, man. A very good way, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn CL Party.
2 good ways.
Oh, man. You're like, do good, White, and that's the best I could do. That's just hashtag legs for days on that woman. And
Oh, yeah.
you can't see her legs in this dress, but I made a comment on Twitter. CL Party makes me just want to go hug a giraffe. And she goes, is that a height joke? And I'm just like, no, not at all. Better than pins. That's all I got to say. You just put her in that dress out there selling pins, and you would have, like, that's the complete package to me.
Yeah, no pin spots tonight, but
No
we did
pin
have some
spots.
CL. So
Oh, man.
it's all good.
Anytime we get to have CL Party on our screens, it's a good night. They kind of redeemed me from the bad hockey game and the bad Chinese food once I saw CL Party sitting there. And I even I posted a thing on Twitter with the old screwball. I don't know if you saw it. I tagged you in it. The old screwball wolf from the old Tex Avery cartoons. You know how you do the wolf whistle and bang on the table while the stripper was up there? And I was like, this is what happens every time Jeff Edwards and I see CL Party on our screens. And she put blushes. So we made CL Party blush. There you go. But after CL Party in her beautiful draft printed dress got shown, welcoming us to Battle Bowl, we had Eric Andrews. Okay. Didn't want to. Yes. Grant Sawyer's tweeting or chatting with us here.
Okay.
Didn't want to put my thoughts out there before anyone else chimed in, but absolutely one of the 5 worst worldwide episodes ever. Sometimes you get lucky with a shoot Battle Bowl, but no real gems fell into our lap this year. No energy from the crowd. Hated the pacing, and it sucked. So that's coming from the technical director of the promotion.
Wow.
I don't feel too bad. I don't feel too bad.
Flores.
I'm not holding back myself now. Oh, I'm letting it rip now, guys.
Let her rip, White. Let her rip. Give me your overall.
Overall, if I had to give it the 1 to 5 stars, 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
3.5. If you want to bump it up to 4 for just getting so many damn shots of CL Party, I'll say 4. But
I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean,
I have a lot of problems with this show as a CWF fan, as a guy who's also an indie fan, but also who is a hardcore CWF fan. I had a lot of issues with this episode, but we'll start at the top here.
Okay.
Eric Andrews comes out, and of course it's Battle Bowl. And if you don't know what the concept of Battle Bowl is, folks, first off, go watch the episode so you'll get an idea of the Battle Bowl. But Battle Bowl essentially is they have one wrestler come out or two, or a tag team come out, or at the end we had team captains come out, and we draw names for opponents pretty much, or participants. So of course Eric Andrews has to defend his TV title by a draw anyway by the fans. That's how it has been working. So there's really nothing really big here except for they draw Otto Schwanz. If you don't know who Otto Schwanz is, if you ever heard of the Dupps, he was Bo Dupp. So if you ever had heard of the Dupp brothers, Schwanz used to be one of them. Little background on Schwanz. Schwanz has been around it a long time. So I enjoy Schwanz's work. I like his gimmick. I like the fact that he's tied with Ethan Alexander Sharp in that Moneyball stable. And the only thing I put around this match is Andrew survives again. Schwann's work is awesome, and that's all I had here. It was a typical Eric Andrews match. Eric Andrews rolling up, grabbing the singlet. I like that. It's furthering his story. At the same time, it makes Schwann's look damn good here. Edwards, what were your thoughts on this match?
First off, where do I know the Dupp brothers from?
I think they were former WWE developmental talent. I've heard the name before too.
Mm-hmm. Were there 2 or 3 guys maybe? Or
I think there was 3 of them. Yeah.
okay. All right. Yeah, I had no idea who he was until you just said that, and then that rang a bell. Yeah, it seems like the story's going from what you said about Andrews and how he's winning. He wins with a quick roll up. Nobody could beat him. He's that guy.
Yep.
I thought the work was fine. It wasn't overly,
Grant here, sorry to cut you off. Grant Sawyer, the Dupps. Grant Sawyer commenting the Dupps were on in ECW, so that's where you've heard that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Gotcha. What was I gonna say?
Sorry.
That's all right. Match was okay. Wasn't anything to brag about, but from my standpoint, it was a decent opening match, decent work.
Here's where I'm going to piss a lot of people on Twitter off.
Okay.
Namely, a couple people. I ain't going to call them out by name because that's not what we're here for. The Scenic City Invitational Tournament. What the fuck is this?
Okay, well, why? That was my question. I understood what they were saying, but where is this tournament and who holds it?
Where is it? Why is this tournament so special? I get it. CWF has working relationships with people like Nova Pro, PWX. They even have some kind of a working relationship because Stutzy does commentary with them. The other, the OVW, we had an OVW mention on here. I'm looking through my notes here. We had a CWA mention on here, which is Steve Carino's promotion, which is where Luke Grimes came out of this evening. But this Scenic City Invitational, what promotion is putting this tournament on? Who's promoting it? Why does it have a link to CWF? I did not get that at all watching this show tonight.
Yeah, I thought for sure you'd be able to answer that question for me because I had no idea.
I know it's a big tournament that takes place, I think, in Tennessee. It took place last year. It drew a lot of attention last year. It was a very good tournament. But in the realm of CWF, why does this matter? This is what's going to get me heat tonight. I guarantee you, the CWF people are never going to make us the official after show.
Way to go, White. You just
I know, right? I just blew it. But, I'm sorry. I have to be fair. I have to be impartial about this.
No, you have to be honest about it.
I can't just wave the CWF banner and not question some things,
Mm-hmm.
Why is this tournament big? Are we going to be seeing this as a part of the CWF YouTube channel in the future?
That's a great question.
It's just a mutual effort. Okay, it's August 4th and 5th in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Talent from all over. Isn't a promotion just a mutual effort? So it's kind of like a bunch of people just get together and throw this. Still doesn't give it any more meaning than what we have on this show.
Like a super card?
It's a super card just thrown together.
Okay.
And Eric, I'm not going to spoil it for everybody, but CWF did spoil it already on their Twitter account. Eric Royal is going to be the representative. I'm fine with that. I love me some Eric Royal.
He caught my eye tonight.
But what is the payoff for CWF for putting over this tournament? I don't see a payoff for this promotion. Besides, they have their one guy represented. That's all well and good. And it may get a couple more eyes on the promotion. Maybe that's the idea of it. But
how many tournaments have there been?
Yeah. The tournament is now the it thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
Ever since the Cruiserweight Classic last year, tournaments are the it thing.
But has this been going on, or is this something new they're doing?
I think last year was I don't know if last year was the first one that they've done. It's the first time I've ever heard about it, but
okay.
My bottom line is you put over the Scenic City Invitational on this show more than you did anything else in your own promotion, the grand scheme of things, and I could come up with multiple things. The freaking fact that Kane Justice is going to fight Cecil Scott on the 20th. That's been in the can. You knew it was going to happen. They had already set it up. The fact that, you really didn't. The Scenic City Invitational, who was going to get to represent CWF and wave the CWF banner, was the basis of this show, and I don't know. I'm at a point now where I'm rambling. Your thoughts on it?
That's true, but no, you have a point because I thought for sure it was a big deal that you would have known about. Look, I'm up north, you're down south. We're in different worlds. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm up here by the Samoans. I'm up here, south of AC. I'm in Ring of Honor country. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But so I wasn't sure, but from watching the show as a noob to it, I felt it was they were making a big deal out of it. So if it's a new thing that they're doing, maybe you do have to push it. Maybe you have to get eyes on it, and maybe it will become something, even if it's not right now. But I just wasn't sure.
I have a question for Grant Sawyer. Is this Scenic City Invitational thing even, and this may be totally kayfabing it, all Joe's overthinking it, but is this Scenic City Invitational even sanctioned by PWI, the Pro Wrestling International? I mean, maybe that's overthinking it. Just hair, but if I'm, if I'm analyzing the promotion as a fan, I'm sitting there going, where in the grand scheme of things does this fit? It would be like if WWE took an episode of Raw and put over Ring of Honor the entire freaking episode. What good does that do to WWE? None. TNA, it's like TNA constantly mentioning WWE on their programming. It does nothing for TNA.
Right.
This is on a completely lower scale, and I hope the Scenic City Invitational draws well. I hope CWF is well represented. Don't get me wrong. And I just don't get the point. And it was not, this match was not the first time it was mentioned. They put it over like gangbusters, more than their own storylines the entire time. My thing is if, I know that there are a few, if you go to the Scenic City Invitational has a Twitter account if you want to follow it, if you want to follow this tournament, but I don't know. We're
gonna have to do some research.
Yeah.
And see what's going on here.
Honestly, I know what it is, but I just don't know. Again, I don't know how this benefits CWF Mid-Atlantic, unless we're going to see Eric Royal's matches from this tournament, or unless the tournament is going to be turned into CWF Worldwide episodes. I don't know. I'm guessing probably not. But I don't know. In the grand scheme of CWF, I don't think this helped them. I'm just saying. We move on here. We had old Sharpie. Ethan Alexander Sharp came out. Good promo. I like Ethan Alexander. That mustache is over with me.
Mustache is great. He reminds me of a young Jim Cornette in the annoying sense.
Yes.
If that makes sense. You want to punch him right in the face, just like Cornette.
Little $1 Million Man thrown in there with the gimmick. I like it.
Sure. Yep.
I like how he calls people his sheeple. He calls people the sheeple, and he called a little girl a brat at ringside.
Yes, that was good. Points for that. Who's in his stable?
In Moneyball, I think right now it's just him and Otto Schwanz, and maybe if you want to throw White Mike Jordan in there, maybe White Mike Jordan. Okay. Sis and Michael McAllister, which they did tell that little bit of a story in here. This is one of the few times during this episode that they did tell that story. Where, it's crazy. Michael McAllister, let's go ahead and Michael McAllister, who is him in this match, along with Sis, did this gigantic storyline where when they were teamed up with Mecha Mercenary, they hired Ethan Alexander Sharp to find him. It was him.
Okay.
They even went as far as at one event, they dropped the lights in the middle of a match and a Godzilla sound came out from under the ring, like a Godzilla roar. It was good. And I was like, oh, shit, whoever him is, it's going to be great. They're going to get some big motherfucker to come out there and destroy him. And then it ended up that him is just Michael McAllister's alter ego. So when he puts on the mask, he turns into him. All right?
Okay, so that's known. That's a known thing.
Yes.
In the kayfabe. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And, you had Sharpie and handsome Mitch Connor, who is baby-faced, doesn't have the goatee anymore. First, Sharpie got drawn, handsome Mitch, to go up against him and Sis. Well, I'll get your thoughts on this because I have a lot to say about the him and Sis aspect of it, but go ahead.
Okay. I wish I would have known that story going into it, because then it would have, maybe been better for me. But the first thing I want to say about this is if there's any McMahons listening, okay, give me a call. Can we throw on Abigail on the end of Sis? Because this is a no-brainer.
There you go.
No, seriously, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
If they ever wanted to make a character out of Sister Abigail, that's Sis right there. You know what I love about Sis? She hits the damn ropes.
Yes.
How many women's matches do you see nowadays? And they just kind of
they do the Rey Mysterio bit where they barely even move the ropes. They don't lean into them.
Dude, she has some fire in everything that she does, and I love it.
I agree.
I'm becoming a cis mark, to be honest.
I'm always been a cis mark, you know. I guess we could call them. I wouldn't call the cis mark sissies, but I'm definitely a cis mark.
There you go.
Go ahead, keep going. Was that it?
Handsome. What's his name?
Handsome Mitch Connor.
Mitch Connor. I thought he was good, but the gimmick, I think he needs to shave to get the gimmick working better. Do you agree, or is that the joke?
Shave the body hair, or?
He's the guy with the beard, right?
The guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Well, handsome Mitch is was the guy in the black trunks that teamed with Sharp. He was clean shaven tonight, I think.
He was the one that was spraying his hair, right?
No, that's
All right, I'm confused. White. See, I'm a
Timmy
noob.
Danger.
Forgive me, people that are listening. I'm a noob.
That's Timmy Danger. We'll talk about him later.
Okay, we're gonna get there. Okay.
But
okay, all right. Then that resets my mind here. Okay. I thought it was good work. I thought the match was decent. It's one thing I'm noticing in this company. Everybody, like, I don't know. Do I want to say fundamentally sound?
Yeah.
Everybody's fundamentally sound. I mean, it's nice to see. Again, I said it last week. I'll say it again. Sometimes somebody will tell you to check out an indie fed, and you check it out, and it's just, no offense to any other indie workers, but it's garbage. This is not garbage. These people are, very fundamentally sound, and it's good to see. It's refreshing. So again, you had a decent match.
I think that the advantage to that is that the ring that you're watching them in is the same ring that most of these guys have trained in. So that right there, I mean, because that building operates as a wrestling school when they're not holding events. People like, Eric Royal and Trevor Lee, they train people there. The coach trains people there. Coaches who train Brad Attitude. So, I mean, they are fundamentally sound. Any other thoughts before I go on my tirade here?
No, go ahead.
All right. Mitch Connor needs better ring gear. I say it every time I see him. Mitch Connor, you need better ring gear, man. I know ring gear is not cheap. I know what they're thinking. Stupid Mark, why don't you buy it for me? But I just think Mitch Connor would be more handsome if he had better ring gear.
Okay.
I like, as far as Sharpie goes, man, Sharp is just awesome. I like him. He's so former Rising Generation League champion, I believe. I think he was Rising Generation League champion on my very first show that I attended a couple years ago. So I love me some Ethan Alexander Sharp. I wish he would get better ring gear, honestly. The smoking jacket and everything's fine, but when he takes the smoking jacket off and you see that green singlet, it's like, okay. Him and Sis, we gave you a little background on that. I don't like the him character. I like Michael McAllister. And I like crazy Michael McAllister wondering where him is. It was like once we got to where him is and him ended up being something more or something different than what I expected, and I guess something more than what the people expected, Sis was the star of this match. I'll say it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You could have had Sis versus Sharpie one-on-one here, and it would have been better than this. I like the idea of Handsome Mitch not wanting to fight a woman. It's kind of crazy seeing this how she fights men on every single freaking card just about. But Mitch not wanting to hit a woman. And I like the commentators going, is Connor finally going to snap? Is he going to fight Sis? Is he really going to fight him? And then you think finally he's going to snap. He's going to finally punch her or kick her in the gut or something. And then he tags in Sharpie, and Sharpie goes to town on her. I stand by it, but this week Sis has the best German in the business right now.
Yes, again, we'll reiterate that. Yeah.
Even better than Brock Lesnar. That's right. I went there.
There you go.
And she just, like you said, man, her ring gear, I like her ring gear. I would want to see what she looks like without the mask because, again, I'm sure she's beautiful, but the mask fits.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they're on commentary. The only aspect of the him-sis relationship that I'm liking is that now they're saying that roles are reversed, that the him character is kind of taking Sis's lead. The mask is making, McAllister more dark, and Sis is becoming more human. McAllister is starting to get sucked into that void of no return, that dark corner place that every, crazy heel has to go to. Sis is kind of being drawn out of it. I don't know if this is leading to a Sis babyface turn. If it is, I would enjoy the hell out of it. I don't know if that character, I would like it, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if that type of character could be heel. I don't know if it would fit that character. Maybe if she, like I said, if she took off the mask. But the star of this match to me was Sis. I love everything Sis does. I've liked Sis since the moment I first saw her and McAllister team up. I will say that like I said, good character, good ring gear. That cross body into the ropes that she did when he was up against the ropes and she did that cross body was brilliant.
Yep.
This is one of the few things that I think they did good as far as telling a story here with the commentary going, like again, that role reversed. Sis is now leading Michael McAllister instead of the other way around. Because it used to be when McAllister was chasing after him, McAllister would lead Sis around. McAllister would lead Sis to the ring and would have a collar and chain around Sis's neck.
Okay.
So now roles are reversing. Good edge-o-matic by Sharp in this match. I like that spot there. I got more from Ethan Alexander Sharp in this match than I've ever seen. I don't even know what he's going by these days, but the Aaron the Idol Stevens, that pendulum elbow, I like that. And again, I wrote down here, Sis, that German, just is awesome.
That German, though.
Yeah, that German, though.
Yeah, so is Ethan supposed to be like that deceptive, you would never think he could wrestle, but he actually could work?
I guess that's part of his gimmick. Okay. I equate him more to a $1 Million Man gimmick, honestly. That's what they're going for, I think. I really think that's what they're going for. So we had up next a short and sweet promo as the Electric City Saints pulled out here by Luke Grimes. So, giving some thoughts here from the chat room. He says, to me, it seemed like he was a little nervous even though he isn't quite there yet. I felt like the filmmaker was more confident with his promo last week than Grimes was with this one. Look, I'm just happy to see CWF doing promos. So, Grimes is from CWF, or is from Steve Carino's promotion out there on the coast of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. I like this promo from them. Anytime we get to see CL Party is, well, a party for lack of a better term. And I like the promo. It got over what it needed to get over. What were your thoughts on this, Jeff?
Yeah, I thought it was short and sweet. Made his point. I could see what Electric City Saint is saying there. It's a little bit, I don't know, it was rough around the edges maybe. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was fine. I'm interested to see him.
I look at it this way: an indie event federation doing promos, letting talent practice promos. Mm-hmm. It's gonna if they ever get to WWE, it's gonna prepare them a little bit for it. Yes, I know WWE scripted, and these promos probably aren't. But it's good to have them go out there. I don't know of an indie fed out there. They're few and far between that really let people cut promos, and I'll be honest, a year ago you probably wouldn't have seen this many promos on the show. So, well,
I'm glad they're doing it because you could see what's happening. From WWE taking ROH guys, putting them in NXT, and then they bring them up, and we say it all the time. There's no character. They don't know how to cut a promo and use 3 taglines in it. 3 catchphrases. If CWF is kind of taking that old school vibe and trying to replenish, indie wrestling with the old school way, they're obviously getting the job done. Because, again, I watch this. A lot of indie feds are just matches. And, again, I got it again. You're getting backstage promos. And that's the other thing, too, about CWF matches. We said it about White Mike Jordan last week. Everybody does that. They're all in character.
Yeah.
It's so freaking refreshing to see this.
Mm-hmm. It's absolutely refreshing. I think they need to do. I don't think they'll ever expand to 2 hours because this show to me ran long, as it was, and I got a message saying, "Hey, don't go live right at 10. It's gonna go over." Which thank you for that. But to me, like I said, it's just refreshing to see a place where indie workers could get practice getting promos, because typically, I'm guessing ring or indie workers don't show up to an indie fed for a job or for work and expect to have to cut a promo.
Right, maybe, yeah.
You know, in this promotion, if you come to work for CWF Mid-Atlantic, somebody may pull you aside, tell you what you're doing for the night, and then say, "Okay, go cut a promo about it," which is nice. It keeps you on, it keeps these workers on their toes, and it's part of the craft. Part of the damn craft. Half of it is in the ring, or I'll say a good 3/4 of this is what you do in the ring. Nowadays, 25% of this is what you do on that microphone. And if you can't get them in on that microphone beforehand, you're not going to get them in the ring.
Right.
So they go hand in hand, really.
Yep.
More CL Party in this match. Next match.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. I'm going to mention it every time. We need a CL Party counter on the screen, damn it. But more CL Party. I just want to go hug a giraffe, you know?
Yeah.
Or hug CL Party, maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe, just cut to the chase. Go hug her.
Just go hug her.
Mm-hmm.
Do that, I'll get slapped by my girlfriend. But anyway.
Well, that could happen.
But
There's repercussions, White.
I get a handprint on the side of my face, but is it worth that for a hug from CL Party?
You might get slapped from Andrews too, right?
Yeah, I might get slapped from CL. Moving on here, before I bury myself further. We had the Dirty Daddy. And this is the first time you've seen old Dirty Daddy.
Yes.
Dirty Daddy's gimmick is he is the world's youngest old-time NWA promoter who got kicked out of the NWA back in like the 70s and 80s for sleeping with one of the promoter's wives. So he's ended up in CWF Mid-Atlantic. He's gotten kicked out of more Waffle Houses than any other wrestler in the world. And that's Dirty Daddy's gimmick.
Again, whoever came up with that needs a pat on the back.
I like the gimmick.
Fantastic.
I like
the
gimmick.
It's a great gimmick.
The gimmick has fallen flat since he lost the Rising Generation League title and since they stuck him with Snooty Fox, but I still like it. He fought Eric Royal, part of the All-Stars here. Eric Royal, only about maybe end of last year, turned heel. So he was babyface prior to this. I like this match. It was a little bit of a squash to me. The fan running out of the building or running away when Eric came out, I guess that I want to say that's the fan who he always steals her hat and wears it, or he does something to fuck with her before every match. So she just ran away and didn't give him the opportunity.
Okay.
You know, I like how they Dirty Daddy's like, I'm just gonna call this one in the ring, man. He's playing that old school gimmick. It was a good match. Seemed like a total squash. Again, with the damn Scenic City Invitational, they mentioned it again, and I'm just like, what is it? You haven't told us what it is. I knew they were going to get a pop out of you, Jeff, when they mentioned this on commentary. Dirty Daddy used to be a young boy in All Japan.
I thought it was great.
I was like, I put, Jeff is going to pop. Nice.
And then didn't the other announcer say, I don't know which one said it, but I think the other went, really? Was he? He's like, yeah.
I want to say it was, he's like, really? Was he? And he's like, yeah, he was a young boy in All Japan. Notice they said All Japan and not New Japan.
Yes, All Japan.
Let me see here. Eric Royal is not the biggest star in that company besides Trevor Lee right now. No.
He's not?
He's not. Kane
Really?
Justice is second behind Trevor Lee right now, in my opinion. And we'll get to Kane Justice later. I
got to say this. I mentioned it last week about Dusty Rhodes and everything looking big. Royal is, man, he stood out to me on this show.
He does. He is a big standout.
I would say, yeah, he's big. His, when he's leveraging off the ropes and jumping in the air for a kick coming down, everything looks gigantic. I believe that guy can bust some ass,
I mean, just because I say he's not, I mean, I don't want people to take this the wrong way. I'm an Eric Royal fan. just me saying, to me right now, if I had to pick a top babyface in the company, it's obviously Trevor Lee. But if I had to pick a top heel in that company, it's Kane Justice. When they let him be a heel, when the crowd lets him be a heel. You know?
I'll say this. I would like to see. I don't know where Royal is in his career, or, where the push is, or if it's time yet or whatever. But just from watching this for 2 weeks, I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Trevor. Trevor Royal, working, underneath.
I think Eric Royal has won the Johnny Weaver Cup back-to-back. And I think he has been CWF Mid-Atlantic champion before.
Okay.
He's been there a while.
He seems legit, man. I like him. I like him a lot.
I don't like him with the All-Stars, but I think that's the only way the crowd was going to accept Eric Royal as a heel, is if he was to align himself with the All-Stars.
Okay.
So I just that's the vibe I get. Dirty Daddy with that leapfrog into the sunset flip was very good. Yes. Dirty Daddy,
yep.
It was supposed to be a total big man, little man situation here. Royal with that big, huge tackle. He didn't even hit the Space Jam or nothing in this match. It was straight to the finisher. That tackle is his finisher. And, it was a really good match. Went a little bit longer than what I expected, but hey, that's okay because these two are awesome. And it was a good match.
It's very good. Very good.
It told a story here, This match told a story in that you had the babyface Dirty Daddy going up against big Eric Royal. I say big, even though he's lost some weight, but and the All-Stars, and just it was. This is how squash matches should go. If I had to say that,
All right, yeah, makes sense.
Grant held the title for the record 560 days. So that's Eric held that world title.
Oh, Eric did. Okay.
For 560 days. According to Grant Sawyer. Stat Mark. They don't call him Stat Mark for nothing, folks. So there you go. And Trevor's chasing that record. Do I think Trevor will get to that record?
Before Trevor gets there, they got to run him up against him.
Yeah, I mean, they got to do the whole...
That'd be cool to see. That'd be a cool story.
That would be a good story. Or even have Eric Royal be the guy that last match for that record.
Right. Yep.
You want to beat my record, you got to come through me. Kind of do like a CM Punk type thing with it even,
Right, yeah. I like it.
I like it, but I don't think Trevor's going to hold it that long. That's just my opinion.
What is Trevor's what? Is he a year yet?
He's approaching a year with it.
Approaching a year?
I believe.
Okay.
So any other thoughts about Eric Royal versus the Dirty Daddy here?
No, I like this one. So far, this is match of the night, I guess you could say.
Chuck,
from my perspective.
Chuck went up on the CL Party counter. We got more CL Party.
Yes.
Interviewing Timmy Danger in the back. A little bit of info about Timmy Danger here. Eric.
Okay, this is the guy, right? Shave the beard.
Yeah,
right?
This is the guy who had the mohawk and everything.
Right.
Eric and Trevor have had 2 title matches. They're 1-1. What better way to have that rubber match than it be for Eric's record? There you go. Not only is it for Eric's record, but it's for the rubber match between those two. That's a Battlecade match right there, man.
There you go.
Trevor would break the record on September 10th of 2017.
Oh, wow.
Not quite in time there, so it couldn't be a Battlecade match, but I don't know. That right there to me is a Battlecade match to me. But anyway, it was Timmy's first match with us, says Sawyer, and that was a little bit of background about Timmy Danger. I knew Timmy Danger back in, first time I saw Timmy Danger was when he was a manager back in, I want to say 2007, 2008, for a promotion that's no longer around, sadly, called Ground Zero Wrestling in Richmond, Virginia. And GXW is no longer around, but he was a manager, and I think he booked it a little bit. There was a lot of criticisms about his booking in GXW. He then left GXW in Richmond and went straight to Ohio Valley to train with Rip Rogers and the people down there. Okay. And Danny Davis and all them. Didn't have the beard. Didn't have the look. Again, here's the thing where, as far as promo-wise, he's not all that improved over the years, which is shocking because does OVW still do promo class? This is the same, promo-wise, this is the same Trevor, or the same Timmy Danger that I remember. It's a different character, but quality-wise, it's the same Timmy Danger that I remember from 10 years ago.
Okay.
He's gained a little bit of weight, I think, which suits him. I think that, yes, he needs to shave the beard. And I like this aspect of having wrestlers from all over want to come to CWF. They want to come to CWF, and they want to get put on that worldwide television show, you know. And they want to get, mentioned. They want to get their name out there. It makes CWF seem more important. Did they promote it that way? No. Again, they promote it as who's going to go on to Battle Bowl to fight for a spot in the Scenic City Invitational. The match was good. You had him. It was Timmy Danger and Nick Richards versus the Sandwich Squad. This is the first time you've gotten a chance to see the Sandwich Squad together.
Yes.
And they are over like Rover in CWF Mid-Atlantic, man. I mean,
yeah, I could see why.
The beginning of the match, they had it's a crazy team up between Richards and Danger. I'll admit that. I like the fact that they made that weird team. They don't, it's like almost in this match, it was almost like which one of these is not like the other, but I liked it. What work we did get out of Timmy Danger here, because I've never seen Timmy Danger actually wrestle. He was always a manager when I saw him before in GXW. He can work. The fundamentals are there. Again, this, Nick Richards is an absolute star. Why Nick Richards does not wrestle anywhere outside of CWF Mid-Atlantic, or at least so I'm told, is beyond me. Crazy team. They brung up the Kernodle Cup finals because Nick running in to save the Sandwich Squad from Brad Attitude's interference. So they brung that up. Again, everything in this promotion means something. I always use the adage, if somebody farts in the third row, a year from now, they're going to remind you how bad that fart smelled. So,
which is good.
Wrestling,
that's a good thing.
Wrestling God on YouTube here goes, CWF trains in learning how to cut a proper promo. That's good. They need that. Part of your wrestling school tuition should go toward promo class. It's one of the things that NXT does really well is promo class and forces them to get out there and lose that bashfulness in front of the camera. Historically, the winner of Battle Bowl receives the golden ticket, but since Roy hasn't cashed it in, Battle Bowl needed to be for a different prize this year. So, anyway, I'm not going to tell you. So the prize is a tournament spot that means nothing to CWF Mid-Atlantic. I'm not the booker, folks. I'm just a fan. I'm going to shut up about it. But your thoughts on this match? I don't want to get in trouble. I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place here,
Well, like I said, I don't know, man. If it's a new tournament, maybe it will get over and it will mean something,
If we see footage now, here's where it's good. If they're gonna film this Scenic City Invitational, then at least 2 or 3 weeks ahead after this tournament has taken place on CWF television, cut in with like a special report highlighting how Eric Royal did at the tournament and how he represented CWF. That's the only way this thing means anything.
Right. I'm sure Grant will know that if he has to do that.
Oh, yeah. They're not stupid.
Right.
Anyway, your thoughts on Timmy Danger and Nick Richards versus the Sandwich Squad.
Okay. I remember you telling me, Nick, you're a big fan of Nick's.
Yep.
I'm not sure why, White.
Really?
I didn't really see something there for me. I like the Sandwich Squad. I think it's cool. But what's your take on Nick? Maybe you can fill me in on some history because I'm not really sure why you're a huge fan.
Are you? Is he too much of a white meat baby face for you?
Maybe it's just that simple. Yeah.
I mean, because Nick Richards is just, I like Nick Richards. I've said this all along, and I've even mentioned it to Nick Richards on Twitter. I liked him better as a heel. I liked him better when he was part of the Riot with Lee Valiant and Eric Andrews. Yeah, I liked him better when he was a part of that faction. They used to, it was like I said, it was very much kind of like a Ravens flock. Only, if Ravens flock met the Wyatt family, that's the best way to describe the Riot. And it was just, I like him better as a heel. I'm not a fan of him as a babyface, But I'm such a Nick Richards fan because he has the best cutter in the business. He does a better RKO than Randy Orton. Makes it look 10 times better, can hit it out of nowhere. He's the winner of the Weaver Cup tournament from last year. They're trying to emerge him. It's just a matter of time before he... Honestly, I think Richards is going to be the one to take it off of Trevor. I think Nick Richards should be the one to take it off Trevor. If they do decide to go that route, the way they book Richards from now until then is very important. They got to make him believable. They can't put him in matches like this and then the next week expect him to take the title off Trevor Lee whenever he decides to cash it in.
The fact that they brought up the Sandwich Squad coming together at last year's Battle Bowl, do you think that they were trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice with these two other guys?
Say that again?
Was that storytelling there?
Say that again?
The Sandwich Squad getting put together at last year's Battle Bowl. Okay, they made a point of addressing that.
Yeah.
Were they trying to catch lightning in a bottle with the two guys that they were facing?
Nah, I don't think so. Because it was clearly Nick Richards as a babyface, Timmy Danger's a heel. It was kind of, that's how it was put together last year. But, with the Sandwich Squad, but you kind of knew, that was just telling the fans, hey, it's been a year since these teams, that these two got thrown together. And it's very much like a Cesaro-Sheamus type thing. Not to that extent, but it was very much, look at what they've accomplished in a year. Look how over they are in a year. Look what CWF has done with two random fucking people in a year.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. Wrestling God on YouTube here in our YouTube chat room, May 20th, Sis versus Sharp in a Kaufman-esque match. I could see it totally going that way, and we'll get to May 20th here in just a minute. But yes, Sis is supposed to take on Ethan Alexander Sharp on the 20th. And rumor is, if money goes right, I will be at that show.
Oh, nice. White, you should stream it for me. Just for me.
Stream it. Dude, you don't get, the way that building is, you do not get cell phone signal in that building.
Come on, White, you got to try harder.
Dude, there's way too much metal in that building. It doesn't matter, man. I got an iPhone and I can't get signal in that place. I can barely send, that's why I don't really live tweet the shows that much, is because I can barely send a tweet out of there. So,
all right, White.
Any other thoughts on this match here?
No. Again, good match.
It was again, I think that's the theme of the show, is that the work is decent.
Yeah.
Nothing really stands out.
I can't really kill them for anything, White. It drives me nuts, man. This is 2 weeks in a row I'm sitting here with you and I can't pick on anything.
The only thing that I'm really fighting to argue about on this is this damn tournament. But I get it.
Yeah, you mentioned that
now that Grant is here and explaining it in the chat room, I get it. And he says that cameras will be in Chattanooga. So if they tie it in that way, it means something. If we never hear a damn word about this Scenic City Invitational Tournament again after next week, because the Battle Royal is going to air next week, if we never ever hear anything about this tournament again, I'm going to have something to say about it. Because
they will.
Anyway.
If they made a big deal out of it tonight, I'm sure they're going to follow up.
If I'm on a baseball team, or if I'm on if I'm a wrestling promotion and I'm sending one of my homegrown wrestlers to another quote-unquote promotion to take part in a tournament, I'm going to let my fans know, hey, how did this guy do for the home team,
Right, yeah. They will.
They need to send the coach out there with them. To me, the coach needs to be a part of it because the coach fits with Eric Royal and the All-Stars and all that,
Yep. Have faith, White. Have faith.
I will have faith. I have faith in CWF Mid-Atlantic and their judgment. Just tonight, I kept sitting there going, I knew this was coming too, because they spoiled it by announcing it on Twitter who won the Battle Bowl. But the whole time, I'm like, okay, are they going to mention it heavy on TV? And sure enough, they did. And it just, anyway. Good chops in this match. I like the chop fest back and forth between Richards and I believe it was Eric, or shit, I can barely read my own handwriting here. Between the Sandwich Squad and Nick Richards, I liked the chop fest going back and forth. Mecca's suplex was good. again, all around good match. We have and the champs retain the titles. I don't even think they stressed that it was for the tag team titles in this match.
I didn't know it. If they were, I didn't know it until you just said that.
I heard him say champs retain.
Okay. That might have been my fault.
Timmy
Maybe
Danger,
I just didn't hear it.
Credit to Timmy Danger for referencing that they're going to get those belts and be in Battle Bowl, but I don't think they announced that it was for the tag team championships. If they did, I'll have to go back and watch it again.
Okay.
Let me see here. They made no mention here once the tag team champs won, which I thought they should have done here, was the Sandwich Squad, Biggs and Mecca now have to go into this Battle Royal, and it's every man for themselves. They made no mention of the fact that this tag team now has to face each other in this Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm.
Creates a little bit of tension there. The same event that they got put together could be the same event that destroys them, you know?
Interesting.
Anyway. As much as I hate to say this, your boys were on next. You knew I was going to say it.
Yep.
You do it. You mention it. I don't even want to mention them.
Why? No, you start. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say. Come on.
The young fucks were on next, promoting Pro Wrestling Tees. Too Sweet Me into the camera and mentioning their T-shirts and everything. Which I don't even think they've ever stepped foot in the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. That was filmed at PWX. Has to be. Right.
That's all right.
It's not all right.
They put the show over, White. They put the show over.
They put the show over, yeah.
Right before they tried to sell their own
Right before
merch,
they sold their 55 fucking T-shirt designs, the little fucking weasels. I can't stand them. Can't stand them.
They're tag team specialists, White.
The Scenic City Invitational is more over than the Young Bucks with me.
That's saying something, White.
It's
good to see my boys.
I'll drive to Chattanooga and watch the Scenic City Invitational before I'll go watch a Young Bucks match live. Unless the Young Bucks are going to be at the Scenic City Invitational, and that's the case, I don't care if I get in free. I ain't showing up.
You love them.
I don't like them at all. But you knew I was going to bring them up, and they just had to put that promo in. The second they put that promo up, I was like, oh, God, Jeff is probably creaming himself right now.
I saw it, and I thought, I wonder if he's just going to glaze over this or if he's going to – and I thought, no, he's definitely bringing this up.
More CL Party was next. And we had Roy Wilkins. It's one of those situations of then the bell rang here. They had Roy Wilkins out there, part of the All-Stars. You had Coach Jim and I, Jerry Carey, who took the stick away from CL Party, the lovely CL Party. Again, makes me want to go hug a giraffe now.
I think that's 4.
He called her a floozy.
Yes.
Kind of popped for that. As much as I love me some CL Party, it fits his character. We're not going to have this floozy out here ring announcing. I'm the best ring announcer in the business. I'm Jerry Carey, and I'm going to introduce Roy Wilkins and the coach. Had to bump the Grant goes, had to bump the CL Party pin commercial for the Young Bucks commercial just for you, Joe. Oh, if I never see that commercial again, I'll be a happy guy. Anyway, Roy Wilkins, holder of the golden ticket. He's got a golden ticket. Anyway, he went up against Movie Mike.
My boy from last week, yes.
I'm curious to see your thoughts on this because I'm sitting there going, okay, I'll give Edwards the benefit of the doubt. The promo was good. And then the bell rang.
Listen, and then the bell rang. But this is...
As Bruce Pritchard would say, and then the bell rang.
This is the positive, though, after the bell rang. After he rolled out of the ring and took a break, his manager said, action, 3, 2, 1, action. And then he rolled back in the ring. Dude, I pop for little stuff like that.
I like the red carpet.
Yeah, he's right before he tried to hit, I guess, was his finisher. He was down in the corner, and he said, "It's time to roll the closing credits" or something like that. So, I like shit like that.
I think the director, you being from Hollywood, you would appreciate this.
Oh, totally.
I think his manager needs to come out there with like a beret on, and have one of those damn megaphones, those old school paper megaphones, and yell action when the bell rings.
That could work. Maybe even get him a chair.
I just don't buy the manager. They need to get a better director type manager. Have long hair, have that like Nick Jackson look. Like one of the young bucks would make a good Hollywood shyster director.
Yeah, I could see that.
Get the young kid with the ponytail and the director, when the coach and everybody interferes, the director could be sitting there going, "Get him off my set. What's he doing here? Security." Right. Shit like that.
Right. Give it time though. I liked what I saw though. I liked what I saw. Now, in ring, it's obvious that he's not so.
Well, they made mention to it. He's a Rising Generation League guy.
Yes.
They do run, just how CZW runs Dojo Wars, their school shows. They every now and then will run a show called Rising Generation League shows where it's nothing but RGL talent. People who have been in the business less than 3 years, people who are training at their dojo, like Movie Mike, and who they get some exposure, they get a chance to work in front of a crowd. I've never been to one, but it's good that they do that. And they made mention that Movie Mike has been on a couple of these shows, so it's not the first time he's been in that ring. Anyway, any other thoughts on this?
No other thoughts.
Heel versus heel here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. Is Movie Mike a heel or is Movie Mike a babyface? I don't know how to take him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm assuming he's a heel, but I'm not sure.
Crowd was absolutely dead for this.
Yes. Not a good sign for Movie Mike, for my boy.
Not a good crowd here. I mean, I'll call a spade here. This crowd, you had your regulars show up, and that was about it. Pretty dead, and even they were dead. The regulars were dead for this.
All I can tell you, Joe, is I want to see more Movie Mike. I want to see more films.
I want to see him with a new manager.
That guy was just an extra that he was in the ring with. Yeah, you know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Roy Wilkins is an extra? Come on. Oh, man. No, he didn't. No, you didn't, Edwards. The man who went an hour and 45 minutes with Trevor Lee.
Nothing but an extra.
Nothing but an extra.
Nothing but an extra.
I like Grant's wording here. Mike is a heel, but you haven't seen that in TV land yet. He had a really solid match with Nick at the last RGL event. I'll give Money Mike. I almost wanted to call him Movie Mike. I'll give Movie Mike credit. I like his ring gear. The ring gear fits his body and it looks good.
I love the tights. Yep.
Nick not in the RGL obviously, but few vets come in to work the young guys. Yeah, you need that. You need them working the vets to get better. CM Punk stressed it all the time. The main event of WrestleMania was so I could get better, so I could put that experience under my belt, not just because I was a fucking tool and wanted to say I worked the main event, Right.
Yep.
No top rope, no closed fists, no rope breaks. I like the idea of this match. They called it a, what did they call this thing? Scientific rules match.
I loved it. I was going to ask you, does the coach do this from time to time, or is this was like the first
time I've ever seen it?
I love it.
Again, this is the downside of shooting this with live commentary, and the live commentary, the commentators not seeing what the cameras are shooting. There was a spot in this where one of them was going for a pin spot, and I believe Movie Mike's arm was under the rope. And they didn't. This gives you the opportunity to go, his arm's under the rope, but remember, rope breaks don't matter in this match. Again, it's something that they could have highlighted, but they didn't get the chance to because the commentary's done live.
Right.
And they may not have seen it because it's happening on the other side of the building from them. I'm not going to really, if I were giving them points, I'm not going to dock them points for it.
Right. Gotcha.
It's it's one of those things that I notice on TV. If WWE were to do that, I'd be fucking telling them off for it,
Yeah, they don't have an excuse for shit like that, though.
The WWE doesn't have any excuse for it. CWF does. No mention of the hand on the ropes. The Shining Wizard was awesome. That Shining Wizard by Wilkins was awesome.
Yeah.
Roy Wilkins is just, again, former CWF Mid-Atlantic champion. He's good. I haven't seen Wilkins really wrestle anywhere else besides CWF Mid-Atlantic, but he has potential. Then you had Kane Justice, and the names drawn for this were Keith Mack, who was from NEW, Northeast Wrestling, is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same NEW that AC?
Yeah, that's Northeast Wrestling.
So Keith Mack, he may know more about Keith Mack than I do. It's not the first time we've seen Keith Mack in the CWF Sportatorium, but Keith Mack from NEW, and then Luke Grimes of CWA, teamed with Kane Justice against Snooty Fox, teamed with Vlad Bolshad? I didn't catch the last name in time. And then the surprise was Cecil Scott. And this right here plays into the story of, a few months back, Kane Justice put an armbar on Cecil when he already had a messed up arm, messing the arm up further. On the 20th of this month and the 20th of May, it's going to be Cecil Scott versus Kane Justice, one-on-one. So it played up on that. You had to have, making another CL Party mention. CL Party on commentary was great. Great.
She's pretty over on this show.
Yeah, to say the least. She's over with everybody, man. How can she not be over? How can she not be under? Anyway.
Oh. Why you gotta watch yourself?
I gotta watch myself. Anyway.
Come on now.
Kayfabe. Anyway.
Kayfabe it.
Anyway. Cecil Scott. I love Cecil Scott's theme music because, especially since I'm a True Blood fan, comes out to do bad things, which I'll put it to you this way. True Blood season 1 through 3. After that, it was disgusting. Good storytelling. It leads to the fact that you can't wait to see these two fight each other one-on-one. The Snooty Fox, what are your opinions on Snooty Fox? Since this is the first time you've really seen him. I
saw his, actually I watched the promo.
Okay.
That was on the YouTube channel.
He's putting up his $1,000 in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I think he's good. Maybe I need to see more, but,
First time I ever saw Snooty Fox was at the Rumble, CWF Rumble, 2 years ago. Played a security guard.
Okay.
Me and my friend Robert were there, of course, acting like total smarks. We start chanting, Snooty Fox, Snooty Fox. We're sitting right there by the commentator table. We were just being assholes that night. I don't like the gimmick. What gimmick is there? What is his gimmick?
Yeah,
what is his character? What does he represent? I mean, I get the whole, I'm putting up $1,000 versus Coach Gemini's $1,000. And, that fits, but until he's a big man, he's got a damn good physique. His work in the ring, fundamentals are there. Again, other than that, though, to me, he's a guy, I don't know how long he's been working, but to me, he's somebody who should be, he has to win a title at some point before he becomes believable to me. That's just, okay. I'll leave it at that. Until he does something major, is he main event worthy? Not yet. TV champ? Maybe he's the guy to take the TV title off Andrews. I don't know.
See, it's hard for me to comment because it's just, I got to get more familiar with the roster here.
I like the fact of Vlad blocking Kane's tag. Vlad was in the corner. Kane reached up for the tag, and Vlad had the fundamentals again, wrestling on this show. He went up and grabbed Kane's arm and put it in a hold. You can't go tag him now because you're in a hold. I like that. Cecil getting a kick on Kane. I like that. And that's the baby faces get the pin, and it told a story here of it would have been better if they had one of the All-Stars come out here and be a participant in this match. That way, you could have put over the Snooty Fox versus All-Stars thing. It did a real good job of Kane Justice is just over. Anything Kane Justice does is gonna get over with me at this point. His character's good. The way he interacted in this match was good. Cecil Scott getting that one shot in on him is real good. I'm curious to see what they do on the 20th, because on the 20th, Cecil and Kane one-on-one. It's going to be very telling in that match. That match is going to be good. I'm looking forward to that because Cecil Scott can work his ass off when he wants to. It was a main event. the only people in this match that stood out to me were the ones that I guess were supposed to, and that was Snooty Fox, Cecil Scott, and Kane Justice.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, you know. And Grant says, keep in mind it was a legit shoot and everything was on the fly, minus the Cecil coming in. But I mean, and that's the beauty of this Battle Bowl is they actually do it as a shoot. You know, they put the names in there and let the kids draw.
That's pretty cool.
So
you got to give them credit for that.
Whatever was in the it's a giant cheese ball container from Sam's Club, ladies and gentlemen. I know I used to have one. I turned it into a fish bowl for my fish. So, whoever's in the giant cheese ball barrel at the end of the night is what we got stuck with, and that's what we got stuck with. Maybe that's why this show, again, Grant even said so in the chat room, bottom 5.
Bottom 5.
I have a feeling next week with that Battle Bowl, the Battle Royal, and whatever else they taped that night is going to be better. We didn't get a promo here for 80s night that's coming up, the CWF Saturday night and the Superstars of the Mid-Atlantic or whatever it was. It would have been better if we got a promo for that in this. Again, time constraints. I realized they already were going over on time. But I don't know. Overall, it was better than Raw. Better than SmackDown this week.
I'm not going to disagree, Joe. You know, that's the other thing, too. I'm 2 weeks into this now. Well, actually 3 because of the Trevor Chip Day. But if I just watched a bottom 5 match or show in history, and I saw the Fan Fest show last week, I got to think I'm going to really enjoy this show.
According to Grant,
because I like these two shows, so that's saying something.
The Battle Royal and the Kernodle VIP bonus matches are next week. So,
So, the event you're talking about, the May 20th show,
mm-hmm.
Do they record all those events, and will they be YouTube shows?
Yes, that's how they do it.
Okay.
Even I want to say even the one that they're doing in Chapel Hill on the 20th or on the I want to say it's the 13th this Saturday. Mm-hmm. Is going to be recorded. They record everything.
Okay, but they don't do any iPay-per-views or anything?
No.
Okay.
It's all YouTube. Okay. I want to say they've tried doing an iPay-per-view or two in the past. I don't know how well that's worked out for them, but I will say this. If they were to do it, this is probably the only time I would ever pay for it, an iPay-per-view, would be mm-hmm. this.
Okay.
Because I am such a loyal fan and I want to see the promotion do well. I'd pay for it if it was on FloSlam or, you know, maybe not FloSlam because $9.99 a month, you know. Mm. But I'll put it to you this way: if you know, if they put it online, if they were able to do it in house and stream it for like $10, I'd buy it. I'll put it that way, you know. Did maybe 3 to 4 iPay-per-views and he hated those things. Technically, they're a mess. Oh man.
Okay.
I'll put it to you this way. Sometimes this show is a mess. Look at what happened Monday night. So, yeah. I can only imagine what an iPay-per-view is.
Yeah, can you imagine? Imagine dealing with that.
Ring of Honor didn't have very good dealings with it when they were on Fight Live, which is no longer in business.
Yep. It's true.
Imagine streaming something out of that black hole of a signal building. Yeah, that's another thing. You can't get cell phone signal in there, so you're not going to get Wi-Fi in there unless you set up like a mobile hotspot, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they have internet service going to that building. Like, there's no Wi-Fi in that building at all. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it. We spent about an hour talking about an hour show. I mean, mm-hmm. Anything else to say on this?
No, just again looking forward to more.
Me too.
And I think I'm going to go back.
Week.
I'm going to go back this week and watch some stuff.
I will tell you that I don't want to make fans think that I hated the show because I didn't hate the show. Again, it's a lot better than Raw or SmackDown. But when you compare it to last week or, you know, the finals of that Kernodle Cup tournament, I'm not even talking about Lee and Day. Take Chip Lee and Trevor Day. Take them out of the equation. That's Trevor Lee and Chip Day. Take them out. Take that match out of the equation because as far as I'm concerned, that's on a shelf above everything else.
Right.
But the finals between the Sandwich Squad and the All-Stars, and then you go back, you know, farther than that. that was better than what we got tonight. It didn't, the flow of the show was good. I liked the overall timing of the show. Granted, you got kids pulling stuff out of a fishbowl. So you got to kind of make time for that. That's the whole gimmick of the show. It was good. Like I said, 3.5 stars. If I had to give it the Meltzer star rating.
Right. The star rating.
I'll even even with the Young Bucks being on this show, it deserves 3.5 stars. or is it 5 stars since the Young Bucks is on here?
Well, it might be 6.
6, yeah, 6.
Meltzer driver.
Which, speaking of which, they made the announcement today. Okada Omega is happening at Dominion this year.
At CWF?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody in that ring. But anyway, no, I won't say that.
Oh, you'd mark out
Okada
for that,
Omega, I would, because Okada Omega 1 was damn good. Not worth 6 stars, but it was good.
Right.
But Okada Omega 2 happening at Dominion, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think they're giving it to him too soon? Do you think they could have stayed? I think they could have staved it off for another Wrestle Kingdom show.
Wrestle Kingdom, yeah, totally. They could have got through the summer somehow.
Well, that tells me that it's unless you have Omega win this one, and then they have the rubber match,
Well, I got to think, part of me, and I don't want to turn this into a New Japan session, but Shibata getting injured, I think, threw a monkey wrench in their plans.
Yeah.
Because he was right there with Okada, and now who knows if he's going to wrestle again. So.
Wrestling God on YouTube says, enjoyed your show. First-time listener. Keep up the good work. See you at the CWF show on the 20th. Yeah, come up and say hi to me. I don't know where I'll be sitting, but come up and say hi. I'm usually one of the fattest people there. So thanks, everyone, for watching. Grant says, really appreciate the feedback. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. That way you're alerted every time we go live or every time we put up a show. Blading for Truth. Go ahead and give them a little synopsis of your show. That's up on our channel right now.
Just put it out. Little Raw and SmackDown bitch session for y'all. If you didn't see it, don't worry about it. Just listen to me. You don't have to watch it. And if you did see it, go listen to me and see if you agree or disagree at what I was bitching at, which was a lot. So, at Blading for Truth on Twitter.
At Blading for Truth on Twitter. Of course, follow the network on Twitter. That's where you're going to get, most of the time, our shows drop first on the network Twitter, and we retweet it from there. That's at 1650 PWAM. That's 1650 PWAM. Pro Wrestling and more. Anything else before we leave tonight?
Final thing, the iTunes has officially
AC
did its 3-day, 4-day gimmick to where it updates your content. So we are officially 1650 PWAM, Pro Wrestling and More on iTunes. So if you want a good podcast to take in your car or whatever when you're on the road, go for it. Go download us.
Go ahead and go to iTunes and download there. When they get to iTunes, they just do a search for 1650 PWAM?
Yes.
And not every show is put up there, guys. It's a select few that we grab, the ones that we think are the best. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button again because I want to give them a shout-out here. Wrestling God, thank you for subscribing to us on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing to our network. I'm going to go ahead and play the outro, Jeff, unless we have anything else we want to cover.
Nope, that's it. Thanks for everybody for listening. Grant, thanks for flying in and giving us some comments as we were doing the show.
I knew you would, and I like when Grant comes in because, I'll say this. They're very, very accepting to criticism, even when I feel like I shat all over the show, when I shouldn't have. But I gotta give I can't be a CWF fanboy all the time,
Right. Yep.
Anyway, folks, 1650 PWAM, Pro Wrestling and More. Catch my show on there. AC has a show probably coming out this week. Jeff just put a new show up. We'll see you down the road.